Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I kind of want to talk about Psylocke. And the reason why I want to talk about Psylocke is because Psylocke is she got her first upcoming run, solo run for the From the Ashes X-Men stuff. Holy crap. From the Ashes, right? So if you guys don't know, From the Ashes is the new X-Men reboot nonsensical thing that's going on right now, and Psylocke got a solo run, but it's not the Psylocke that you think, it's Kauwan. So if you guys don't know, the Psylocke that we all know and love is Bessie Braddock. Bessie Braddock is the twin sister of Brian Braddock, who is Captain Britain, right? Now, everybody, Psylocke joined the team, and she's known for for dyeing her hair purple, right? Now, Kwannon was an assassin, a Japanese assassin, and of course, in the 90s run, Bessie Braddock and Kwannon got their body swapped, got their mind swapped, and that's how we got the iconic Psylocke. So everything that you know about Psylocke, Bessie Braddock is in that body of Kwannon. Kwannon really didn't have the personality that people would think from Psylocke, because she was an assassin, so she was trained to kill or whatever, and it just got me wondering. Because I think Marvel Rivals said that the Psylocke that we see in the game is Bessie Braddock in the body of Psylocke, which honestly I feel like I know some people would be like, oh, that's crazy, it's a race swap, and of course they did it kind of so they can add some more diversity on the team, but I kind of enjoy stuff like that because if you really think about it, it's comics. It makes sense that somebody's body was going to get swapped, and you just kind of just deal with it, you know what I mean? But the problem is, now that they done brought them back, Kauwan is Psylocke, and Bessie Braddock is now Captain Britain. But the problem is, they're not interesting characters, and this solo run isn't the Psylocke that everybody's familiar with. It's Kauwan, and Kauwan's not as interesting as Psylocke as she was as a adversary to Psylocke and to the X-Men and other characters as an assassin. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes some characters work and some characters don't work. So it got me wondering, would you guys want them to go back to having Bessie Braddock back in the body of Kauwan, and Kauwan back in the body of Bessie Braddock? Because honestly, ever since they got their bodies back or whatever, they're not interesting. And then they made Bessie Braddock this lesbo bullshit with Rachel Summers, which makes no sense. First off, why the fuck are you dating Scott and Jean's daughter when you were flirting with when you had a fling with her father? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you see how this shit don't make sense? You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, we already know who your true lover is, Archangel, Warren Worthington III. So how does that work? So all of a sudden you went from a fling with Rachel Summers' father, then you went from dating, almost marrying Warren Worthington III, to now Rachel Summers. It just don't make any sense, and it makes the character boring. And then you took the title of Captain Britain from your brother. Nobody cares about you as Captain Britain. We care about your brother as Captain Britain because it was part of the Marvel UK line. But if he's not Captain Britain, I don't care about Captain Britain if it's not the brother, because her being Captain Britain ain't did shit for the X-Men, ain't did shit for none of us, honestly. It is just a big snooze fest of boringness to me. That's just my personal opinion. I know some people are going to be like, oh, I like it. But the problem is, it ain't enough of y'all who like this shit. That's the thing that's the thing that be killing me when y'all are like, oh yeah, but I love it or whatever. Okay, that's great and all, but it just don't work, because we already know that the original one was Bessie Braddock was kidnapped by the Hand, and they brainwashed her and physically altered her to take on an East Asian appearance, which is how we got Kwannon. And I don't know. I just feel like let's just keep the race swapped body as Bessie Braddock, because it's interesting. It's interesting because she was very interesting as a white woman in the body of this gorgeous, sexy East Asian character, who also had to learn how the body works and use her own mutant powers, because her mutant powers also transferred over to the body of Kauwan. Now Kauwan is there as Psylocke, but let's be honest, do we really talk about Kauwan, and do we talk about Bessie Braddock right now? You know, when people talk about Psylocke, they think about the body swapped Bessie Braddock. They don't look at the Captain Britain one, and they don't look at the Kauwan, but they're trying to make Kauwan a thing now. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, because Kauwan was actually, but she had the code name Ravener, and she traveled to the United States to confront Braddock, believing herself to be the real Bessie Braddock at the time, or whatever. Because, like I said, the whole Hand and the brainwashing stuff. So the character's been on this whole body swap, don't know which body's real or not or whatever, and they just kind of just stayed where they were at. And honestly, I prefer that. I prefer the women having to deal with the fact that they never be able to go back to each other's to their original bodies. It just makes it more interesting. It makes the characters more interesting. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, now putting them back in there is just like, because I know some people, some people kind of was like, oh, it feels racist or whatever, but I don't think it feels racist. I know there was a little bit of controversy back in the past because they were like, oh, you're sexualizing the Asian woman or whatever, but it's just like, hey, these comic book characters are made to be beautiful and sexy. They're like the pinnacle of what a human should look like, a human that actually been training and working out or whatever. So why not? You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, to me, the characters don't work anymore like they are now. But I know Marvel probably will never do it again because they don't want to get labeled racist or whatever. But I think going back to what worked for Psylocke as being a white woman trapped in a Japanese body and a Japanese woman trapped in a white body works for the character. That's just my personal opinion on the situation. I think it works. I think it's interesting. It created some stories, interesting stories that we enjoyed, and because of that, Bessie Braddock became a fan favorite character. When she was in her original form, she was there, and it's the same thing with Kauwan. They were both there, but they weren't interesting until the whole body swap, hand movement, tricking the girls into believing the other is the other or whatever, and then dealing with the fact that they're permanently in each other's bodies and they have to just deal with it like that. I think that's way more interesting. You know? I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. But hey, you know, this is just me randomly just throwing it out there. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Marvel should go back to the original Psylocke race swap bodies? Or do you think they should just keep Kauwan as the permanent Psylocke and keep Bessie Braddock as the permanent Captain Britain? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.